what's up, everyone's Jonathan Bay Area Throwbacks, and I'm back with another Mitchell and Ness comparison video. And today we got the 1993 Will Clark batting practice jersey, and I'm comparing it with the 1993 team issued batting practice jersey. Team issued is Matt Williams. Mitchell and Ness is Will Clark. From what I know, it's only a one season BP jersey, and spring training they wore too. We're gonna see how close or not close Mitchell and Ness got this one. So something that's just a constant issue with this specific jersey is they made the neck very wide. I don't know why. So it goes like from here to here. And again, it's not an error. Every time I've seen this jersey at the mall, when I bought it from online, everything, it came like that. So I don't know what they did. You would have thought that this jersey, when it was made, it was actually like that, and that's why they did it back in 1993. But the neck on this one is pretty normal. And in the pictures I've seen, the necks don't look very wide. So I don't know what was the point of that with this jersey. I don't know where that idea came from, but yeah, it's just really weird. So that's one thing Mitchell and Ness did I don't really get for just this specific jersey. So that's one thing that's off. So something else is the mesh holes on the Mitchell and Ness are bigger than the mesh holes in the team issued version. The team issued version has also a lot less space between the mesh holes. They're like all almost right next to each other, whereas the Mitchell and Ness version, it's a little more space in between the mesh holes. If you can't really see it, I am gonna do close-up shots in a little bit. So you probably can't see it right now, but definitely that's one difference. I mean, the numbering seems a little different to me. I can't really put my finger on it, but the numbering, when I look at it close up, looks a little different than the loft, but you know. I think just from this right here, it looks like there's more orange outline that you can see. The orange outline's thicker than team issued, but you know, that's not a big deal. I'm trying to see what else. I mean, the buttons look smaller on the team issued, but they are black. Again, these are little things. I'm not saying. I mean, Mitchell and Ness did. I mean, beside the crazy neck, they did pretty well actually. If you look at the bottom of the sleeves, it's a little smaller on the team issue, but not much. Just a little bit. But they did do a good job where it pretty much. It's the team issued one wasn't one of those. Sometimes their batting practice, the bottom of the sleeve like overlaps over the material. This one it doesn't. So it actually Mitchell and Ness did right with that. Sometimes they'll have it like this, and on the team issued or gamers, this part's an overlap. But this time they're both pretty much the same. That's really it. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go closer up in the other room. So one thing from measurements I already noticed right away. On the team issued version, from across the giant script on the front, it's 13.5 inches. Whereas with the Mitchell and Ness, it's 15.25. So they did make it take up a lot more space on the jersey. Maybe that was on purpose, just, you know, for the look. But it does take up a lot more space opposed to the team issued. And this is a 48, the Mitchell and Ness. The team issued is a 46. So shouldn't be that much difference, too much between the sizing. So that's one thing. If you look at the script, let's look at the script next to each other. The G has a gap on the team issue. So the left, this is a team issue. Gap, let me see right there. Gap, so good job. And it goes to the I, the A, N, T, and then the S on top is connected and not on the bottom. And the Mitchell and Ness did a good job with that. I, A, N, T all connected at the top, separated at the bottom. So good job, Mitchell and Ness. I can already tell it seems like these numbers are a little fatter, so I'm gonna compare the G here to the G on the team issued. So the G on the team issued from top to bottom, I measured it from about here to right there. It's a little under 5 inches, whereas on the Mitchell and Ness, it's a little under 5.5. So it's a little bit bigger. You know, Mitchell and Ness, either they didn't pay attention, or it's just that they just wanted it to be a little bigger, maybe to stand out more, which, you know, it is what it is. So that might be the reason why. Matter of fact, and as I'm looking at this, you can kind of tell the difference between the mesh. Team issued, you see a lot more little mesh holes and they're smaller. The Mitchell and Ness version, a lot more room in between the mesh holes, and it is bigger mesh holes as well. So that's already, you can see kind of the difference. But again, first glance, you're not going to notice that. Unless you have them in hand, you wouldn't really notice the difference. And unless you're crazy like me, you really might not notice the difference, because most people probably wouldn't even notice that. But that's that. If we look at the buttons, so the buttons on the Mitchell and Ness has 4 holes. Here it just has like this one big hole right there. Now, just to let it be known, from what I've seen, there's been like 3 different versions of team issued, possibly, because from the pictures I've seen. So this one has a orange Russell Athletic. I've seen on field the players wearing one with no Russell Athletic, and I've also seen it with a white one, Russell Athletic. Now, some players back then would not agree to wear Russell. Like Barry Bonds didn't have it on his jersey, so it could be that. But I mean, I'm sure they're all pretty much the same. They're all Russell Athletic from what I know. It's just different color of these, or not, or without it. So this, I'm pretty sure, is what they were all like. So now let's look at some other aspects of the jersey. I mean, so you can kind of see the more profound like stitch line right there. Again, it's not a big deal, but you see that there. Here you don't really see it. You almost don't see it at all. Again, that's not a big deal. Something even people would notice, except for me. You got your right there. And got it right there. Pretty much the same. Goes like that. Goes like that. The thing though with, again, this neck, the neck hole is just huge on the Mitchell and Ness. It's more of a, I guess it's like a half circle. And let me see on the team issued. Team issued is more of a V. And that might just be partially because this is so big, it naturally made half circle. But that's one thing, I will never understand why they did that. Because if you look at the pictures or team issued versions, the neck hole is normal on this jersey. So I don't know why every single one, they purposely produced it like that. I don't get it. It's weird. But whatever. That's me. Let's look at pretty close. Obviously, the Mitchell and Ness is newer, so it's probably why the orange. You know what? The orange is actually, this is team issued. I don't think this is from fading. I think it's actually just a different orange. This one's like a more bright orange on the Mitchell and Ness, whereas the team issued is kind of a darker orange. So that might be what I'm noticing with the numbers. See the lettering real quick. It's hard to tell because it's old, so I can't tell if it's fading, but it doesn't look like it's really faded. I mean, it hasn't been, it's team issued, so could have been washed by the previous owner, I don't know, but it does look like kind of a little different shade of orange. It looks a little lighter here. And there's also more of the orange showing here, so it could be that on the Mitchell and Ness. So that's one thing. Let's look at the back. Let's look at our numbers on the back. Again, you could tell a little difference. It's like a lighter orange, more of a darker orange. So I'm gonna do the measurement and see what the numbers look like, or the measuring. So on the team issued, it's a little under 8.5 inches from top to bottom. On the Mitchell and Ness, a little under 9 inches. So a little bigger, but nothing crazy. Another minor detail, nothing big, is you see this like stitching here going across. On this one, just like in the front, you almost barely see it. Again, that's not a big deal at all. I'm just, as I'm looking at it, I'm just pointing out what I see. Nothing crazy. So that is my comparison, again, of my Mitchell and Ness and team issued 1993 batting practice jersey. Again, they didn't do a horrible job. Main thing is just his neck hole is just, again, I do not understand why did they someone in Mitchell and Ness had to say, I want to do this, or this is what we need to do. Because it's not like it was an error. Every single one of these jerseys I've seen, has this huge neck hole. And again, none of the pictures I've seen or team issued versions have that. So I don't know what was their inspiration for that, but it was, honestly, it was just dumb. I don't understand it. Anyways, that's the main gripe with this one. And of course the mesh holes are a little off, but beside that, I mean, Mitchell and Ness is pretty good with their batting practice jerseys. So there you go. That's the comparison of these two. Everyone, have a good day.